All right, so we finished up the Charlevoix Gap Trail. Ken, thoughts on the trail?
I mean, honestly, like, I think that trail offered everything.
Yeah.
The scenery was unreal. There was legitimate use of four-wheel drive and lockers and stuff. Actually, there was one hill called the Dangerous Rock Hill Climber, some crap.
It was a dangerous rock hill climb.
It was really fun. It was a challenge, but not ridiculous, not super sketchy dangerous, but it could be if you're not using your head right.
And I think when you pulled up to it, so again, you know, most of our wheeling's been out east, right?
Yeah.
Much closer to home than we are here. And I think, if I remember, I can't remember exactly what you said, but the essence, basically, when we pulled up to the thing, you're like, okay, we're just going to kill it here a minute. You're like, I haven't seen anything quite like this before. He's like, I just need a minute to look at it. That's how you said it.
It was a unique obstacle. Yeah. The terrain is very different. The rock is extremely grippy out here. It's very porous rock, so the traction is unreal. But it was a very, very steep climb. It was, I don't want to say intimidating, but you want to use your wits and be smart about what we're doing out here. You're hours and hours away from anything if something was to happen bad.
Yep.
So it was actually probably the coolest trail I think I've ever done in my life. Yeah. The scenery and the challenge was just awesome. The camping was sweet. I loved it.
It was awesome. It was again. I'll guess reiterate what you said. It was probably one of the best trails that I've wheeled on. Yeah. Like you said, it just offered a little bit of everything. So it was awesome. It was scenic. It was beautiful. Yep. It was challenging at times. It was just awesome. So.
So where are we going now?
Well, now we are on the trailhead of Rice Peak, I believe, which is in the Santa Catalina Mountains here, just northeast of Tucson. Same general area we were in.
It was. I mean, we didn't even air up. We just drove down the road about 4, 5, 6 miles, and we're here at the trailhead. Yeah,
now this one is going to take us up a lot higher than we've been. We're going to hit close to 8,000 feet. I don't remember exactly what it was. Wow. So it's 5 miles of basically driving up. Nice. And then it's an out and back trail, so we're going to have to turn around and then
come back.
5.5 miles of basically driving down.
Yep. And so we heard about this from some of the locals we ran to on the Charlevoix Gap Trail, and they were saying, like, it's unbelievable view. It's just super beautiful. Not really supposed to be a hard trail, but they said that if you're in the area, you're a fool to not come do it. Yeah. So
this was one of those trails, and we plan to hit the other one tomorrow. Yep. But yeah, it was awesome running into them and getting some insight from the locals on. Hey, you can't come all the way out here and not wheel these two. That's what they said.
That's what they said, because we didn't know where we were going to go after Charlevoix Gap. We really hadn't figured that all out, and when we ran to them, they're like, you have to do these 2 specific trails. If you're here and you don't, you're a fool. Yeah. So
this one more because of the scenery, and you're like at the peak of the mountain, and the other one because it is more of a challenge.
It is more of a challenge. So we're here. Why the heck not do them? I mean, they're right, so we're going to listen. You always listen to locals. They know where all the good wheeling stuff is, and they had a nice Jeep. Good guys. Real nice guys.
Absolutely. So, all right, let's hit it.
Let's do it.
our trail, climbing the mountain. Looks sketchy.
Glad those guys told us to come here.
Pretty sweet. All right, so we made it to the top of Rice Peak.
Yep.
I didn't check the elevation, but I know we're just south of 8,000 feet, I think, somewhere.
Feels like it.
It feels a little colder up here.
Yep, tidbit. Well, there's a lot of wind up here, too, naturally on top of a mountain. So.
There is a lot of wind. It's a pretty steep climb.
Yeah, so like the trail's rated like a 4 to 5, and it's extremely doable. I mean, no issues whatsoever. But it is mental. It is an extremely tall climb.
Oh yeah.
And the view is literally unreal.
The view is awesome. We'll give you a little panorama here in a second, but just to touch a little bit on that, like it is 100% mental. Like the trail wasn't challenging, but there's no edge. Like it
You're
just
literally
falls
on
off.
the edge of nothingness, and it's like just
unsettling is what it is.
If you were to fall off the side, I mean,
bye.
See you bye.
Yeah.
So it's literally you're just on the edge of the mountain climbing the whole entire way.
Yeah.
It's a mental thing, but it was actually really cool.
No, absolutely, and totally appreciate those locals giving us the.
Oh, we would have never made it up here. We would have never came up here because we didn't even know about it until the locals said something. So that was just super cool.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
The view up here is unreal.
Let's take a quick peek here. You can see all the little towns. Well, maybe you can't. I don't know. Way off in the distance. One of these we started at this morning.
Yeah, the one in front of me right now.
That one right there.
Yeah.
We started at this morning. As far as you can see, just mountains. Apologize for the wind noise. Mountains and mountains and mountains and more mountains, buddy. What do you think?
It's amazing. I never would have ever been up here, and the trail was super cool. Not hard, but just hard enough to keep it really freaking interesting.
fun fact, now we get to go down it. All right, stay tuned. Ken and I were commenting when we were at the top of Rice Peak how beautiful the terrain is, and again, how not necessarily technical this trail is, but how it like messes with your mind, I guess I'll say, just because, again, no guardrails, there's not really much wide trails there, and we were talking about like our comfort and about doing these types of trails, and we decided that we're pretty much polar opposites, where Ken would much prefer to climb anything super steep and loose and whatever, as opposed to go down. And I'm the opposite. I get infinitely more uncomfortable during the ascents, as evidenced by now that I'm just going down. I can actually talk and take video and drive and whatever at the same time. This does not bother me at all one bit. I have noticed, though, now that we're maybe a quarter of the way down this steep incline section here that ends the trail, or starts it, I guess, if you're on the descent, that Ken goes considerably slower down than we do going up the hills. You'll probably have noticed in the footage that when we were going up, he wasn't in my view very, very much, so we were talking on the radio quite a bit more, so he was like kind of letting me know what was coming up out around the bend, and reminding me to just be steady on the throttle and so on and so forth. But anyway, here, like I said, I'm back at ease now that we're going down, and I'm able to see Ken and get some footage of him going up and down some of these little rocks and things here through this valley. So it's just interesting for having obviously different backgrounds when it comes to this. Ken's been doing this a long time, and I'm not necessarily that experienced at doing this stuff, but it's just funny to me how like this part of the trail, like, I am not uncomfortable in the least.